Probably why Clem was playing on the Korean server earlier. That's really, I had absolutely no idea. Yeah, Clem in Korea. So this one's played on NA. Bottom right, Red Terran player from Team Liquid in the semi-finals of Kung Fu Cup number 9 is Clem. Taking on the Blue Protoss. In the top left-hand side, we have MaxPax. Double TvP semi-finals today. MaxPax Clem, and then we have Oliveira Classic. Max double gas on the way up. We got ourselves settled in. But we'll be nibbling at that SCV. Doesn't do much though. Pro well and truly locked into this main base now. Maybe we'll be finishing soon. Probe is going to nibble out a few of those SCVs. Factory still on the way up as well. Bringing all of that about. As the gateway continues in, the Adept is going to be starting up. Stargate Tech going to come in initially. The Cyclone coming through on the side of Clem. And that up and rolling. NCC coming through. The factory is on the way in. The Stargate's still building as well. The Reaper and a couple of Marines will just be checking forwards, but mostly just going to be getting that Cyclone out. The Reaper going to be left to try and scout. The Adept cancels a Shade. The Phoenix on the way from MaxPax, looking to keep him fairly safe in these early stages, wherever possible. We've seen the Adept actually getting caught by the Cyclone. Obviously, any units you can pick off right here work out quite nice. Clem supposed to be cautious as well, though. Against those Phoenix, you go a step too far forward and you can end up in trouble. So, gotta be a little bit careful for the most part. Yeah, no, Phoenix will be moving about a little bit. Cloaking coming up. Banshee and a couple Marines on the way. The Siege Tank coming through as well. Gateway and our Robo Facility continuing into play. Plan is still just building a Marine Tank Banshee, so a very aggressive combination of units being set up for the moment as the Observer comes through. The Robo Bay is on the way. Phoenix still cruising through the center of the map. Just keep an eye on things as they'll gather and poke around that bottom right side. Again, Robo Bay, the Immortal coming through. The Marines and the Cyclones going to be there to try and dissuade these Phoenix from continuing to kind of come forwards. Come in now. I'm just going to get rid of that Mule. So the Mule going down. A few SCVs will begin to drop. some damage already being done for the moment. Nice start. Well, Clem just get all the way to the other side of the map. This is where, you expect the Phoenix to work well defensively. There's, of course, no third base from MaxPax, which obviously works in his favor. However, Clem's going to start bunkering up and defending. Just don't want to lose the siege tank, but yeah, he wants to try and get set up here. And SCV, I don't think will get to finish this bunker. The Phoenix could come in and lift it, although maybe if the Marines are positioned well, this would be something you can actually get up. Phoenix coming about, Colossus still coming through the probe as well on the way as our pylons on the way up from MaxPax. So we're bringing those pylons out, the Phoenix still chilling in the main. Obviously, Clem now going to double down on this with a second bunker. Yep, that's the sort of play you want to see with the Phoenix picking off a Banshee or so. Banshee is going to make its way across. Cybercore about to go down. The Stargate will be a target soon as well. Still firing, Stargate still taking some shots. It's going to be a Phoenix getting taken now. The Banshee's still chilling. We actually have the Phoenix on the other side just fully committing to the counterattack on the mineral line now. And on any reinforcements that pop out over there. And Clem's position is great, but how much is it doing? I guess it is delaying the opponent. Marine gonna be there. Phoenix get pushed out. Still got extended thermal lands, Colossus, Gates, Nexus, all continuing through. The Cybercore gonna finish. Pylon on the way. M+1, Stim, all coming through. Marine, Marauder, Medevac coming up as well. Phoenix still out in the center. Tanks and our Banshee are going to move up. Tanks are going to siege. One bunker is empty. That one will go down. And now has Stim available, so his army is somewhat stronger but still scared. Because obviously at this point you've not been able to reinforce in a while. Those Phoenix are keeping a lot of units back at home. It's scary to see so much back at home and not getting across the map. It feels like a problem. Mine's getting picked up as well. Phoenix absolutely making plays. Great for MaxPax to keep them alive too. Keeps that potential alive. He does take a third on the low ground as well, so defending that for further economy as Clem is going to get reinforcements across the map. And what sort of fight can he make from this? Of course, Clem's still only on 2 bases. Third CC building now. I mean, MaxPax's going to have to defend his third, but if he defends his third too much, he might open up the doors to the natural. And it's a very complicated setup because Clem's already in position. Phoenix still moving along back to the left-hand side. Bio was setting up there to move down that ramp. Now MaxPax just begins to split his army to deal with this appropriately and sort of saying, well, come on then. Let's do it. Let's bring it on. I'm happy to fight you if I need to. Tanks in position here, firing up. Pylon taking some shots. Phoenix still nearby. He's going to dive in for a Viking. Missile turret fighting back. Marauder. Or 2 Marauders in some trouble. Bio still trying to come down that ramp. There's our Colossus going to be there to turn it around again. What are we going to do? Still fighting a little bit further. Phoenix head back over to the top side. Again, Concussive Shells, Combat Shield, both of those still on the way up as well. As we continue to have a few Marines and Marauders just going to be there. Phoenix get pushed back. The Vikings and the Ghost Academy coming in. Now a bit of army from Clem all over the place. He's finally given up on that top left position, by the way. He's bringing these units back. He actually gets 2 Phoenix out of this as well. Oh, the Cyclone lock-on wasn't there for the second Phoenix. It was just regular shots. I thought it was a lock-on. Medevac to evacuate those siege tanks, and he has the boost to get away from the Phoenix as well. What a honestly fascinating 5 minutes from Clem. What a push. Great response to the reinforcements being picked off. Didn't overcommit with the units. I mean, how often do you see an army sitting there for that long actually find a way back home? Very impressive from Clem. I don't think that was easily done at all. MaxPax is just going to attack in here. I don't think that's it either. A couple of tanks set up, big army of bio to stim with. We don't have any ghosts yet, which is the only reason that this was maybe somewhat hopeful, as there are zealots in the main base, but they're not getting many SCVs. Clem pulled away appropriately, and so he's minimized damage taken thus far. And as those zealots go down, Clem's going to be able to just get back to that mining. Mine gets one more zealot here. Looks like MaxPax is going to go bottom left for the next base. The bunker's still in position on the triangle, so 2 bunkers, 2 turrets. Apparently we're not fighting that right now, even though obviously Clem's completely given up on it. And yeah, MaxPax will expand down the map, obviously because typically you want that 3rd base on the triangle as the Protoss in this game. You don't really ever see this expansion pattern for 4 bases, so we'll see what Clem does about pushing it and what positions he might take. That's going to be interesting as our Nexus on the 4th is on the way. So that 4th base coming through. Clem also working on a 4th command center. That's on the way up as well. Viking and a few more ghosts continuing out. Bio Viking tank continuing through to the middle. Some observer here that likely gets picked off in a moment, or not. Maybe not. Just chilling. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. Bio turns back down to the south. This guy will pick off on the right-hand side. And Disruptor and everything else gathering together, +2 attack and Blink on the way. Disruptor continuing to produce. That forge is still being built, by the way, as we do have the extra barracks on the way from Clem. Sensor Tower, Armory, Engineering Base, and more upgrades. He's actually down in an attack upgrade at the moment. MaxPax is going to have a lot of his tech available with Disruptors also in this force. His army probably as scary as it's ever been. Vikings fire, Phoenix taking some shots. Couple tanks siege up on that low ground. Bioforce going to get hit by the Disruptor. So I'll start to move up. A couple of EMPs going down. We actually are going to launch in, get rid of a Colossus, and Archon taking damage as well. Extra Zealots just get warped as we do have 2 more Zealots warping in again. Disruptor moving over the side. He's going to be able to grab that. Cheeky couple of extra EMPs coming down again. Zealots are going to go into this mineral line, picking away at these SCVs, and well, Archons are still getting blasted and melted. Clem, I think, has done pretty well in this fight, but he's got to deal with these Zealots. If he deals with the Zealots, I'm very comfortable for him to continue fighting across the map as well, honestly. It's going to be a new round of Archons, so I guess we're going to make sure the Ghosts have EMP energy again, otherwise that's going to be a problem, but I think so far Clem's been trading great. About to finish +1 armor. I'd love to see 2-2 start up immediately because you do not want to fall too far behind on upgrade, and I think that's one thing that Clem might be in danger of doing at this current point. You can already see, you know, +3, +1 on the way from his opponent, so he's going to be working on catching up on armor. His opponent's working on a 2 attack upgrade lead, so that's huge, and Clem just stopped +2 attack immediately. No, +2 armor. He does have double engineering, but I mean, I know he's a little bit strapped for cash. He hasn't had that much gas banked up, and now he can't afford it, and now he does build it. Bio dives, gateway at the front, going to be going down. Zealot Archon coming back through. Disruptor shot firing, but not landing. I mean, this is nice from Clem. Going to get into the natural, potentially into the main. This army of MaxPax just chasing, but as it chases, it's not actually in that good of a spot. Just a few Zealots melting, EMPs coming down. We'll be able to fight the Stalkers in the main base as well. Starting to lose HP on these units, especially as they've stimmed a couple extra times. We do lift up and just back away. Clem again with a very casual move to just do a lot of damage, but a lot of work in his favor, and just getting out so smoothly. Playing an absolutely beautiful game of Terran versus Protoss so far. Something a bit different from him early, but has just been so well controlled and thought out ever since then. +3/+1, continuing through. Bio firing, Medevac's gonna load up, gonna go boosting around the top. Still got that 2-2 on the way from Clem, so continue to bring that in as well. Disruptors obviously have huge damage potential. Clem has a lot moving into the main, so as he fights this bottom left, MaxPax is going to have to find obviously a defense in the main base as well, which obviously makes this a whole lot more complicated. And he has units moving in position, so I actually don't know if Clem's going to be in that much of an issue. MaxPax also has money to warp in with, but no, apparently this was not good enough. They have a Colossus coming in to try and help this, but now +3 attack gets delayed. And denies the Disruptor shot by just letting the Zealots climb up on his tank, so then MaxPax doesn't want to blow up his own Zealots, so he just decides to pull that off to the side. Supplies are still staying fairly even as another Disruptor shot comes flying through, but will not be able to land just yet. I'm trying to get a jump on these Disruptors, but will not be able to, as his 5th base is going to get shot down, so no 5th for Clem, and there is a 5th base from MaxPax, so that could be a factor here. Actually looks as though Clem's already looking to pressure that a little bit. So the Disruptor shot, boom, and 3 more SCVs get taken out. Missile turret, 2 more SCVs get taken out as well. Bio's still chasing forward, a couple Zealots on that right side. We could kill that pile, we got rid of that pile, and then the warp wouldn't have happened. Just about goes off, actually going to be good enough to still fight those Zealots. Actually dropped back into the Stalkers in this main base, so I'm still feeling pretty okay, but with more Zealots showing up, that's probably going to be a turnaround. MaxPax now trying to dive in on the bottom right-hand side. Zealots coming in. Clem's 5th base attempt going to be denied again. MaxPax the one that's kind of denying this forward position at forward army. Clem has his units here that are finally going to get pushed back. MaxPax with some momentum getting all the way towards Clem's 3rd. Obviously, if you get the 3rd, you can retreat out, killing the 4th base on the way. Problem currently for Clem is actually grabbing the Disruptors. Each Disruptor shot is proving to be a pretty major issue. Disruptor shot after Disruptor shot, a few more SCVs going down. Oh, he's still moving up around the top side. You see another Disruptor shot coming in, and another one. Gonna get a few more Marines. Clem has been bleeding out, man. I really felt like throughout the earlier stages of this game, it was Clem this, that, and whatever else. Now, not so much. MaxPax is taking a hefty supply lead. I think keeping Clem off the 5th base so long as held. I think a lot of those Disruptors found value. I don't know why my graphs aren't working, but they're not. I can't get my graphs to show up, but resource loss is pretty even, so I think it's just the fact that MaxPax has let Clem off this 5th base, and right now, there it goes again, 5th base dies. Clem does get a couple of units in the backstab again, though. This medevac drop comes in. MaxPax will not re-establish a 5th, but like I say, he did mine from this for some amount of time. Not sure that this is enough units to really come in and fight. We're going to kite backwards, try and choke up those Zealots. I'm just going to drop in the main base. That works too. Obviously, go after some of the infrastructure is also a great way to find value here. As MaxPax is still poking on the other side. 110 to 120 army supply. An impeccable game of PvT so far. That's a good Disruptor shot. Catches Clem looking elsewhere. So the Disruptor is able to punish Clem a little bit. This Disruptor shot does not catch Clem though, so that's the win and lose moment of Disruptors. Clem decides to split and dive forwards, but now he's targeting the wrong Disruptors. The different Disruptor started to fire, and I think he's losing too much on the front, so he might not be able to stay alive, and that means his 4th base is likely in trouble. Going for a lift up in the main base as well. And Clem MaxPax just playing absolute peak level StarCraft 2 at the moment. As another medevac lift up has to come down. It helps you to break through the Liberator as we're slowly chipping our way further and deeper towards the natural here. Clem is relocating his main base to try and get a fresh base of mining up and online. He is absolutely desperate for that at the moment, as he actually does get a dive on these Disruptors, multiple going down. That's finally a big win for Clem, and boy did he need it. The Viking gets picked off there, a couple more SCVs going down too. Clem only on 31 workers remaining, so his economy is in absolute tatters. A little bit more bio, a few more Zealots still going down. The Stalker's getting picked on as well. Old Zarkons continue to come about. Disruptor Shock comes in. Couple Marines going to get grabbed. Going to turn back. Going to be seeing a couple of Archons get knocked down again. Units up on the top side, moving back around as well. Just seeing our MaxPax army going to be a little bit too much. GG says Clem, and it is MaxPax to take game 1 of this best of 3. I really felt like MaxPax was corner. The blue Terran player who's now down a game in this series. It's going to be Team Liquid's Clem. Really felt like he played an incredible first bit of the series, but it clearly was just not enough. GG's. Now we have Clem in the bottom left, MaxPax in the upper right. We get this underway. Get back on track. And see if MaxPax can close out the series, move through to the finals of this Kung Fu Cup. Double gas coming in, racks coming through, getting the assimilator coming up from MaxPax as we get set and ready to roll. Here for this game number 2. A little bit of a refresher. Gonna be interesting to see what Gonna be interesting to see what exactly Clem does, because obviously he opened very aggressively Marine Tank Ban. She set up that siege position last game, so I can only imagine he's gonna go a bit differently this time. Set up and rolling as our barracks factory comes online, reactors coming through. One of the things that Clem never really got to in that last game, obviously, is kind of a higher Liberator count, and that could have been one of the ways in which you really are able to zone a lot more of the army, so the Disruptors have to kind of zone more so than kind of look to kind of grab fights and push you. The thing with Disruptors is if you don't have any way to stop them advancing, they keep pushing you back, whereas at least with the Liberators, they can maybe push you back so they can kind of start walking towards lib range, but then that's as far as you get pushed back, right? So that could have been maybe a difference for Clem if he'd gone up to some libs, but honestly, I felt like the game was controlled enough. I think, again, just not getting his 5th base up for so long was genuinely the big issue. Became a big problem deeper into the game as he struggled to stay in it. As Yo Zero Ammo, thank you so much for the 37 month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. T-Reaper is going to grab this Proby. It goes down. Hellion coming across as well. Reapers and Hellion going up towards the upper right side. And we will try and get in here, Clem, early to try and get some damage done. So moving straight through. Probes are going to be exposed. It's now going to be 2 more Reapers again. Stalker's at least putting some good work in. That's a good wall, however. The Hellions just run around it. Now MaxPax will pull the probes, pulls them off to the side. He's just going to let these units deal damage as he tries to play cleanup. The Stalkers get popped back. 7 workers is, okay, even more. 9 workers is extremely successful early here from Clem. Okay, it's a unit commitment from Clem early, but I think that's worth it. As the Cyclone move forward, we are going to get rid of the Stalker there, so it's going to be a great grab. So the medevac loading back up the Cyclones. We can have that strong Clem micro being shown for a moment. Think about a finish on the side of MaxPax. Next coming through, a couple more Stalkers coming about. Medevac boosting Marauder, Cyclone Marine's going to be on the journey across the map. We'll try and get some damage done. MaxPax already has Blink straight into charge. Different style of play here, obviously, with that Twilight opener. I'm just going to play very gateway unit heavy early on. Seven SCVs. Going down, is going to get the SCVs surrounding the Stalkers. The medevac on the other side gets shut down. So we lose a bunch of SCVs, and MaxPax, I would say, getting right back in this. It's a lot of SCVs killed. He completely cleans up this drop as well. Very nicely done. Stalkers coming across. Couple tanks are going to get there. Stalkers get blasted quickly. Oh, Siege goes down as well. These Stalkers are having a great time. This is all falling apart for Clem in this game. MaxPax is doing a fantastic job of just getting damage done, picking away anything that Clem might have been able to set up towards. This is getting to be worse and worse and worse here on the side of Clem. MaxPax taking full control in game number 2. Moving around the back. I'm gonna go dropping into this main in just a moment or two. Try and get some matrix, some auto turrets off. Maybe try and find some value. Stalkers moving about. Bio gonna go around. Well, turrets will drop in, battery will fall, couple of probes are going to be taking some damage as well. Stalkers will be fighting, the Marines taking the shots. I think the Bio's still just pushing through the center, a couple more probes going down. Fire moving up, a couple of Widow Mines are going to burrow. Zealot's still trying to warp in. Do we have enough here for Clem to really be scary? Good Widow Mines, but there's the Stalkers showing up. They get a medevac and they're going to just go hunting. Prism already setting up on the other side of the map as well, so MaxPax will have that very shortly. Mine's actually going to head into this, stop this Prism heading into the main. No. Oh, he turned into it. He turned into it. Didn't matter, actually, because he turned out. Only one Widow Mine hits. The Prism lives. And that's going to be pulling Clem into the main. Everything's on the way to the main, so the third base is open. MaxPax is going to jump on the third. I think I'd say Clem's just out of position for that. Big warping of Zealots in the main as well. If Clem is not committed correctly, he might be in trouble. Not enough Zealots really on the low ground here, though. MaxPax would do with a little extra to really just help him through. One of these Widow Mines goes down. Second Widow Mine as well. Neither of them get to fire. And uh-oh, Clem may not have enough units at all. SCVs in the main base are running around after the Zealots. We do lose the Immortal. Our Stalkers are not going to finish off this orbital, which is burning. 18 SCVs going down. MaxPax trades army out, but he gets a lot out of it. Goes pretty darn well. Stalkers and the Zealots coming about. Abayo's still trying to play defense, but this third base looks as though it's going down, and it looks as though MaxPax is booking himself into the finals of today's Kung Fu Cup. Another Widow Mine burrows up. Widow Mine going to go off on the Zealots. SCVs are going to be there to repair up the orbital. That's going to be GG's. MaxPax with the 2-0 over Clem. Impressive series from him. Game 1 really bringing it back in mind.